Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Gracias por estar aquí presente en este canal. Tenemos en este momento una información de última hora. Esta madrugada, muy temprano, el FBI allanó oficialmente la casa de John Bolton en el área de Washington, D.C. como parte de una importante investigación de seguridad nacional. Sí, señores, última hora, últimas noticias. El FBI acaba de allanar la casa de John Bolton en Washington, D.C. como parte de una investigación en curso del Departamento de Seguridad Nacional. Agentes del Buró Federal de Investigaciones, el FBI, llevaron a cabo una redada en la casa del ex asesor de Seguridad Nacional John Bolton en el área de Washington, D.C. hace unas horas. Según informes iniciales, las operaciones están vinculadas a una importante investigación de seguridad nacional, aunque los detalles siguen siendo limitados por el momento, señores. Los funcionarios encargados de hacer cumplir la ley no han publicado una declaración oficial sobre la naturaleza específica de la investigación o si el propio John Bolton es un objetivo directo. Pero, señores, nadie está por encima de la ley. Sí, señores, agentes del FBI acaban de allanar la casa del el asesor de seguridad nacional del presidente el viernes por la mañana en una investigación de seguridad nacional. El FBI acudió a la casa de John Bolton específicamente a las 7 de la mañana en una investigación ordenada por el mismísimo Kash Patel. Las investigaciones también se dirigían a registrar sus oficinas el viernes por la mañana. Estas son las imágenes, señores, de las autoridades del FBI allanando la casa de el ex asesor de seguridad nacional John Bolton. Nadie está por encima de la ley, dijo una publicación. La investigación que se dice involucra documentos clasificados se inició por primera vez hace años, pero la administración Biden la cerró por razones políticas, según un alto funcionario estadounidense. Sí, señores, John Bolton no ha sido arrestado y no está acusado de ningún delito hasta el viernes por la mañana, dijo el funcionario. La redada se produce después de años de investigaciones sobre la divulgación potencialmente criminal de información, a pesar de que el primer Consejo de Seguridad Nacional de Trump la evaluó como clasificada. Sí, señores, también los agentes del FBI han allanado la oficina de John Bolton en Washington, D.C., luego del allanamiento anterior a su domicilio.
And ambassador. So this is a live shot of his office in Washington, D.C., and we're looking right now, per our colleagues from Fox Digital on the scene, a couple of FBI agents loading some stuff into cars and leaving the scene. So clearly not as big of a presence at his Bethesda home, but notable that he was spotted at his office earlier today. We're told, I want to be very clear, that he's not facing any charges at this moment. He is not in custody. He is not under arrest.
Fox News dice que John Bolton no está arrestado, no está enfrentando en este momento ningún cargo, simplemente se llevaron materiales clasificados en su domicilio y en su oficina. Dan Bongino y Kash Patel reaccionan a las redadas de la madrugada de la casa y la oficina de John Bolton. La gente va a ir a la cárcel, señores. Kash Patel dice que la corrupción pública no va a ser tolerada. Última hora, los agentes federales están en este momento en la casa de John Bolton, revisando cosas tras una redada del FBI a primera hora de la mañana en la zona de Washington, D.C. por motivos de seguridad. La fiscal general de los Estados Unidos, Pamela Bondi, dice lo siguiente: la seguridad de Estados Unidos no es negociable. Se buscará justicia siempre. El director del FBI, Kash Patel, dijo lo siguiente: nadie está por encima de la ley. Nadie está por encima de la ley. Dan Bongino, no se tolerará la corrupción pública. Señores, también el presidente Donald Trump hará un anuncio televisado desde la oficina oval el viernes al mediodía, hora del este de Estados Unidos. Es decir, el día de hoy el presidente tiene un anuncio importante. No sabemos qué va a hablar el presidente. Muchos están diciendo que es sobre Venezuela. Pero nos agarró por sorpresa que el FBI acaba de allanar la casa del agente de seguridad nacional John Bolton. Vamos a escuchar el informe que nos trae Fox News sobre este tema. Miren esto.
We're back with the Fox News alert. We're just learning the FBI agents have raided the Maryland home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton It happened at 7 a.m. this morning.
Shortly after the raid began, FBI Director Kash Patel posting on X, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission."
David Spunt joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, David.
Hey, guys, not much we can say at this point, but information will continue to develop. As you mentioned, about 7 o'clock this morning, FBI agents raided Ambassador Bolton's home. Notable, we're being told by two government sources that they are looking for classified documents as part of a potential leak investigation. We're told that Ambassador Bolton is not in custody. He's not under arrest. But it is notable they are at his Maryland home right now. We don't know how many agents are there. We're waiting to get a picture of the scene coming in right now. But we're told Ambassador Bolton, who was just on TV on another network a couple days ago talking about the Russia-Putin-Trump summit, is now under FBI investigation. Now, I want to be clear, these are long, and we're looking at some live photographs right now in Bethesda. That's clearly the road where Ambassador Bolton lives, and you can see some police cars outside there. But, this is going to be a long process. We saw the raid of former Trump advisor Roger Stone's home down in Florida several years ago. Eventually, he went to trial. We saw famously in August of 2022, exactly 3 years ago, a little bit more than 3 years ago, the raid on Mar-a-Lago that still has the FBI in hot water. That's a little bit of a different situation as it was the former president, but it deals with classified documents, guys.
So I did not realize this, but there was a probe going on when President Trump was in office last time because John Bolton wrote a book and he violated his NDA, the president said, in doing it. And he felt as though there were classified information in that book. The probe dropped when Joe Biden became president. So is this picking up where that left off, David?
It's possible. I don't know with 100% certainty, but it is notable, guys, that John Bolton, Ambassador Bolton's security clearances were stripped earlier this year by President Trump. Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, took that security clearance away. They had concerns. The administration had concerns about Ambassador Bolton still being able to access some of these documents and have some of those security clearances. It's also notable that John Bolton had a security detail as well because of the threats from Iran on his life. That security detail, that government federal paid security detail, was also taken away by President Trump. So Bolton was to have to get some private security. So we're looking outside this home right now in Bethesda, Maryland. We're told that Ambassador Bolton's being cooperative. He's not under arrest, not in custody at this point, but still notable, 7 o'clock on a Friday morning, that the FBI all of a sudden is knocking on the door of John Bolton's home. And I also will say it's important that, this is not just the FBI able to do this. A judge has to sign off on this. There are other layers involved here. It's not just the FBI says, let's go to John Bolton's house tomorrow morning and see if he has any classified documents. There are certainly more procedures in there. A judge and others would have had to sign off on this, as well as people at the Justice Department, presumably Attorney General Pam Bondi. No comment right now, though, from the Justice Department. No comment from the FBI as well.
So this started 40 minutes ago, and so agents are still, we believe, in the house right now going through things?
That's what we're told, yes, absolutely. They're going through things. It's not clear if he's still on scene, if he's in the house while this is happening. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the subject who owns the home or owns the property is not there. We know during the raid at Mar-a-Lago, President Trump was not even there at all. It was the summer, and he doesn't live at Mar-a-Lago in the summer. So it's not clear if Ambassador Bolton was even home. We're working to find that out, but we know that he was just, this is his primary residence. This is where he lives. He does TV appearances. He's still out and about. So it's unclear exactly where he is right now, but I'm just told he's not in custody. This deals with classified records, potential classified records, and, at which point we'll see down the line if a grand jury feels there is enough evidence for charges. But this is really the first step in what could be a long process, because they have to bring, first of all, agents have to sift through this information, go through all of this information. That could take weeks, that could take months. Then they present that information to a grand jury. A grand jury would say we have what's called a true bill, which means an indictment, and then the court proceedings happen. So I don't want to get over my skis and predict that that's going to happen. May not happen, but it's still notable that this is going on right now.
In these raids, the New York Post is reporting that they busted into his home in Bethesda, Maryland. In a raid, normally, do they have, how do they get in the house? Would they ring the doorbell first and Bolton would come to the door?
Correct. Yeah, that's usually what it is. I mean, they would ring the doorbell. I mean, that's the proper way that agents usually handle these situations. There's usually kind of a de-escalation of these things before tensions rise. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if they need to bust through the door. I've not confirmed that independently that they busted through the door. I'm not sure if it was any sort of ramrod or anything like that. So I don't want to get ahead of it. But that is possible. Yes, they will if they feel that they have probable cause to get inside and need to get inside. I will note we've not heard from Ambassador Bolton yet. I'm sure we will through his attorney or possibly himself. So it's something we're going to watch and see what he has to say. But as of now, this is still going on, 42 minutes or about 45 minutes or so into this on a Friday morning in a busy news cycle here in Washington, D.C.
So, obviously this comes after there's been renewed scrutiny of James Comey, former FBI director, and some of the leaks that came from his office. Do we have any sense that there are other figures that the FBI is looking at as part of this investigation?
Well, we're not clear what this investigation is specifically, but yes, you're right that Fox has reported independently, yes, that agents are looking at James Comey. They're looking at, when I say agents, I should say the Department of Justice, right. Looking at James Comey, looking at James Clapper, looking at John Brennan. Clapper was the former director of national intelligence. John Brennan, former CIA director. So it's not clear if this is related to that, because John Bolton kind of hung in different circles than Comey and Clapper. He was on the inside during the first Trump administration as his national security advisor. So I'm not exactly sure if this is related to that. But it's notable this is related to classified documents. It looks like there was someone there in the front door. I'm not exactly sure who that is when the camera...
We were seeing FBI agents walk in, and then someone walked in. It looked like a female in civilian clothes, but it looked like she was holding papers, so maybe she works for the government.
Could be. Yeah, could be. Exactly.
Thank you so much.
No problem. When we find out more, we'll let you know. You bet.